What's up, everybody? This is Justin Bozeman. I'm here just real quick to do a video. Um, and you know what? I'm here. I didn't turn on my lights, so let me do this. There we go. You guys should be able to see me a little bit better now. How's that? I'm here to do a quick video about something that I talked about last year on the program Uncle Tom's Extravaganza. And I talked about it because I felt like it was something that nobody kind of wanted to talk about. Nobody wanted to talk about this. And what it was is it was the Deshaun Watson incident. I've watched for over a year almost now where this man has been labeled a criminal, a rapist. They've claimed all these different things about him and said that his character wasn't good and all this other stuff. And Deshaun Watson by no means is what I would call a Boy Scout. He's guilty of probably the same thing that a guy like Bill Cosby is guilty of, which is, for me as a believer in Christ, guilty of sexual immorality, going out and fornicating and doing the things that a young man who is 25 years of age and who has money probably would like to do. Not stuff that I believe, is probably the best choice in life. But that's what he was doing as a professional athlete. And I watched for about a year while people declared him guilty. And as soon as they heard any accusation, there was no thought process of letting due process take its course. There was nobody who said, you know what, let's let all the facts and evidence come out before we label this man something that he might not even be. And I watched as the NFL didn't defend him. His team, who he was with, who amazingly this stuff comes out when he wants to be traded, they didn't defend him. And this lawsuit of this 22 women who claim, misconduct this and misconduct that goes around the proverbial law circus. And what happened is when it finally comes time and downtime for them to try to file civil charges, or to file, I shouldn't say civil, for them to file criminal charges, come to find out with a jury of his peers elected, when they actually hear the evidence, not the stuff that the media claims happened, not just because the media has been telling the world to just believe all women, when the jury of his peers hear the evidence of what's happened and what didn't happen and what his side of the story is and what their side of the story is, the jury of his peers decided to say, you know what, we're not buying this. And I remember last year, I was the only guy who said that it is a problem for a society as a whole, not just the fact that Deshaun Watson happens to be black. I didn't even really put that in the purview. I said it is a problem where, as a society, somebody can say something. There could be an accusation that is said or spoken against you, and there doesn't have to be proof, but just an accusation that is named against you is automatic grounds for people to label you something. I said the same thing. I was the only guy who was defending Antonio Brown whenever he had his stuff that came out with this woman who I guess used to be one of his trainers or whatever, who claimed this and claimed that. And I said, if these guys are so bad and doing all this sexually deviant stuff and stuff that is against the law, don't sue them for money. These guys need to be put in jail. You need to go file criminal complaints and bring the receipts. Bring the receptacles with you. We can't have guys running around up and down the streets raping women and doing all types of stuff if it's that bad. That's what I said. Nobody listened. For a year, I watched the media smear this man. People said that they didn't want him on his team because of all the stuff that the 22 women said, not even knowing what they really said, not knowing what the evidence of the case would actually bring. But just because it was mentioned, he's guilty until proven innocent. One of the greatest things in America in the Constitution is the fact that we have a justice system that is supposed to have us be innocent until proven guilty. But we have allowed in this country, and this is a problem for me, and I'm the only person who's going to speak out against this. We have a problem in this country where we allow the media to smear people and to tell us things without there having to be corroborating evidence, and we just accept it as fact. It's just a fact. When they say it, we don't look up and actually investigate these things. I think that's a problem. I think this Deshaun Watson being acquitted and them not being able to file criminal charges because a jury of his peers said, nah, I don't believe these stories. I just don't see it. The fact that he can be smeared in the court of public opinion and his life basically be put on hold for an accusation, that's a very dangerous precedent being set by this country. And what it is, and I'm the only guy who's going to talk about this, and this is why I get shadow banned. This is a war on men. Yes. Let me say that again. This is a war on men. This is a war on men because I believe that when you raise the standard to a standard that is not even in the written law that men have to abide by, and men can lose their livelihood, lose their jobs, lose their reputation just based on an accusation without there being evidence, and the media can go and spread every bit of word of information from one side and one side only, and they're allowed to do this. I think that sets up a bad precedent for the men in this country. And I think it's time for men in this country to start fighting back against this sort of thing. If I was Deshaun Watson, what I would do after, if I didn't want to pay people during the civil trial, I would go after these people and I would sue them for defamation of character. I think that's what men have to start doing. I think men have to start fighting back. I think men have to start protecting themselves in situations like this. Now, I said at the very beginning of the video, am I in agreement with Deshaun Watson deciding that he likes to have massages with happy endings? I'm not in agreement with that, all right? But somehow it'll get lost in the shuffle. That's all I said. It'll get lost in the shuffle in my commentary that I didn't say that. So that's why I say what Deshaun Watson was doing, it was reckless. Reckless. There's a reason why the Bible calls men of God to a higher standard when it comes to controlling ourselves and fleeing from fornication. There's a reason why, and I like this quote. This is one of the few times that you'll hear me quote a rapper, but I have a lot of respect for the rapper LL Cool J, because one time they asked him, how is it that he's been able to be married for so long? And why did he choose to get married when he was a rapper and he could have just enjoyed being a rapper and being single and being a bachelor and just, living a single life? And he said, I got with my wife and I love my wife and I stay with my wife because if I'm with my wife, I know I'm never going to get in trouble. It was actually a very profound statement. And it's something that the Bible talks about, where we as men, in the book of Proverbs, it talks about how men should devote themselves to their own wells, to their own to their own investments. How we should focus on not going out and just being reckless, but we should focus instead on our own legacy and legacy building. And LL Cool J said, because I know that when I'm with my wife, I will never get in trouble for being with my wife. It's true. He can go to Vegas with his wife and nobody's going to say nothing. That's his wife. He can go on vacations. He can do this. He can do that. I mean, it was very profound. This hasn't been taught, though, to a lot of men. It hasn't been taught to a lot of professional athletes. And I mean, why would it be when you have Instagram models throwing themselves at them left and right, and fitness models, put that in quotations, fitness models, you know, you got the fitness models and the Instagram models and all these other models all of a sudden who, have never done one thing of modeling, but all they do is model for Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. And we're supposed to take them seriously. You got them women sliding in DMs and being flown out in a society today where we haven't taught men the value of legacy. And Deshaun Watson almost lost everything. He almost lost everything. He almost lost everything that he was seeking to try to build. And I'm happy that he's going to get a second chance to do it the right way. I think a guy like Cam Newton, had it right when he talked about not being distracted chasing women while he's in the NFL. He said it was just a distraction. He said it was just something that hindered him. And I think what men need to start doing in that position, especially high value men, they need to be more aware of the way that society is working now. It's against you. The cards are stacked against you as a man, especially if you're a man of high value, because you're going to have so many people trying to take what you have. So you have to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. If you're Deshaun Watson, you got to protect yourself. If you're one of these young athletes coming up, whether you're in the NBA, NFL, baseball, any of these sports, you have to protect yourself and do things the right way, because they would love nothing more in this society than to be able to use you as a pariah and an anathema, to be able to outcast you and to drag your name through the mud. And so that's my video. I just wanted to talk about that because I think I was the only guy last year who said that what they were doing to Deshaun Watson was wrong. I was the only guy who said that I didn't feel like he should be on the commissioner's exemption list. He shouldn't be suspended at all. I don't think he should be suspended for a single game in the NFL. I'm also going to post this on my Football Nation channel. I don't think he should be suspended for a single game, let alone 4 games, 5. For what? For what? For what? Being a man who has money, and so now he got women trying to take his money? Here's what I think happened, and this is going to be unpopular. There's going to be people trying to flag this video left and right, but I don't care. Here's what I think happened. And I didn't read all the details, but I think this might have happened in a sense. I think what happened is he was able to successfully bed a lot of these women. He was able to successfully get into their pants. I think a lot of them thought that they were going to be in a relationship where there was going to be more. And I think that they found out that they were just one of many that he was doing this to, and that made them feel a certain type of way. And because he's an athlete and not just a regular Joe who, when they sleep with, regular Joes don't got no money to go after. So when you get played by a regular Joe, you're just played and you just go on with your life. Instead, with an athlete who got millions, you're like, you know what, you're going to pay me. And I think that's what happened. I know this ain't going to be a popular video, but I look forward to, since I am putting this on my Football Nation channel too, I'm looking forward to seeing what team he gets to go to. I'm really excited about what he's going to be able to do on the field. I think he might end up going to Seattle. I think that would be a great fit. Of course, I mean, I was the only guy who wanted him to come to the Steelers, but the Steelers don't seem to like they want to do that. And also, I'm hearing stuff about him going to Cleveland, but it would be a shame to watch him go to Cleveland. But I don't know what's going on with him. But I want for other men in that situation to be careful. I want other guys to be careful. We saw what just happened recently to Chris Brown, going through the same thing, except he had the receipts to prove that this woman was lying on him. So I think this is a learning lesson for Deshaun Watson. And I think what should happen, which will never happen, I think the media needs to apologize for their coverage of him in this case. It was one-sided from the beginning. It was one-sided and stacked against this man. Where are all the pro-blacks who want to defend black men? Where were they at when it came to defending Deshaun Watson in this case? Where were they at? I just want to know, because you know me, I'm the good old Uncle Tom who defends these guys when nobody else is defending them. I was a guy who defended Deshaun Watson. I was a guy who defended Antonio Brown. I mean, I guess I'm just that guy. So anyway, that's it for my video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on my Football Nation channel, what team do you want to see Deshaun Watson get traded to? What do you think is next for him in his career? Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, everybody, this is Justin.